I am quite surprised at how much I've enjoyed this so far. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel and to another video. Today we are going to be discussing Naruto. I have finished season 1 according to Crunchyroll. I don't know if that's like technically the end of the season, but I do know it's when like one OP ends and another one starts because I don't believe this show was seasonal. However, I'm going to be breaking up each season and doing a quick little video about my thoughts on each one since going on a Naruto journey is like a big deal for me. I did not grow up watching anime and I started in 2020, so this is my first Big 3 experience. This is my first super long anime experience, and it is by far the oldest anime I've seen. So I wanted to do a little check-in whenever I finish a season to brief everyone on how I'm feeling. I'm going to be splitting this into 4 parts total. It's going to be quick though. I'm going to break down my thoughts on characters, animation, storyline, and then my overall thoughts of the season. But before we do, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts on my journey through Naruto, and feel free to leave a comment your thoughts on my thoughts if you want. But with that, let's go. So I'm going to bring up the characters first because the characters are always going to be what drive my opinion of a story. That's just how my brain works. If I like the characters, I will probably like the show. So that's what I kind of reach out for at the very beginning is how much do I like these characters? Because if I like a character or multiple characters, I'm probably going to be a bit more invested in the show. And so far, I've been fairly impressed with the characters. I do have my issues, and I haven't really picked a favorite one. However, they have been well developed enough in this first season that I feel like I kind of understand who each character that we've met so far is, and also that they have a little bit to come, you know, like there's going to be more development or we're going to learn more about the character. So I think they've done a good job so far at just kind of introducing the characters that we have. Naruto, I find annoying. A lot of people told me that I would feel that way during like the first show, which of course I'm starting with Naruto. I'm not starting with Shippuden like some people told me to do. I decided to start with the source material. I know that the quality isn't as good and the story isn't as good as Shippuden, but I want to get to know these characters better by watching this original material. And everyone kind of told me if you do that, you're probably not going to like Naruto, possibly until Shippuden, and I'm kind of feeling that way right now. A couple things about him. I don't like it when the like super sunshiny boys, they're sunshiny in a dumb way. Like Naruto is just, the running gag is that he's not smart at all. He just kind of runs in. That's kind of my issue with the sunshine boy that's like that. I like my sunshine boys to be sunshine boys because they're super kind, but also smart in some ways. They can be a little dumb in some things, but I want them to be smart for the most part. That's why I love Tanjiro so much. He's actually really freaking street smart, and he has been since the very beginning. That's why Gyu decided to save them, is because he was able to outsmart him, but then he kind of loses all his brain cells and like social experiences, and I like that. It's just kind of silly, but then he's also very smart. Naruto just feels dumb all the way through, and I do finally understand. A lot of people mention the Date Bio, and I get that now because I find that like nails on a chalkboard as of now. But this is just season 1, and everyone tells me that I'll probably grow to love Naruto, just I won't really like him right now, and so far that checks out. Sasuke. Okay, Sasuke is interesting. I feel like I've heard from other people. I don't remember. I had a friend who told me that there was one character that I had to promise I would hate from the start if I started Naruto, and when I think about it, I think she said Sasuke, but I don't really know why yet. I feel like he's just kind of your average introvert, dark hair, kind of stands off, but also has a good heart boy. I'm interested to see where he goes within the story, because I feel like he's definitely a character that could go down like a villain route at some point. However, so far he is my favorite of the main trio. I think Sasuke is an interesting character with an interesting background that's just slowly being revealed. I tend to, if the sunshine character in the story is not someone I can get behind, like in this case Naruto is not, I tend to lean more towards the like sad emo boys, so it checks out that Sasuke, as of right now, is my favorite of the trio. I'm interested to see where his development's gonna go with like his brother that seems to be the one he's going after and all that fun stuff. So I also just like that he's fairly strong and fairly able to figure out the situations, but also has a lot of weaknesses, so it's interesting. Our final member of the trio is Sakura. Now, I have been very aware that Sakura is like a hotly debated topic within the Naruto fandom, and I can understand why. As of right now, I don't really like her. Just this 26 episodes in, I feel like she's done pretty much nothing. She has literally been that standing there emoji that just kind of is in the background making comments and not actually helping in a fight. Even in that training where it showed that she had control of her chakra better than Sasuke and Naruto, I was like, can we like maybe use that to our advantage during a fight and not have her just stand there? So as of right now, I don't really like her. She's just your very basic damsel in distress trope. She just is all boy crazy over Sasuke and doesn't actually help with the story so far. However, I did tell my friends that, and they said, just wait, have patience on her, and you'll probably like her, and that they would defend her a lot. So again, this is just the first season. I don't know what is to come that much with her. I just know that she is a hotly debated character, so I'm interested to see what happens, but as of right now, not the biggest fan. Kakashi, I do enjoy so far. I can see why a lot of people that grew up watching this show found him hot, and now they find Gojo hot. I feel like Gojo, as of right now, is the like upgraded, but mostly because of animation style version. So he seems really interesting. I'm a little bit sad that during this exam he doesn't really seem to be part of the story, which I get. He's not a part of the main trio, so that doesn't mean that he's always gonna be there. But I do find him probably the most intriguing with his abilities, and I do like so far how he's been teaching them. I have enjoyed just in general the way he seems to already kind of have them under his wing, and it's very like protective almost, and I really enjoy that about him. So I'm interested to see what happens next with him as well. And a side note, his voice actor is Yorichi's voice actor from Demon Slayer. It checks out. I kind of like that. There were quite a lot of other characters that we were introduced to, but I'm gonna keep with just those four for now because I feel like they were the most obvious. I felt the villains in this season were pretty interesting as well, and I can definitely see the Tak no Jutsu thing that people talk about as well with the masked character that had the mirrors. I don't remember their name off the top of my head, but overall I gave the characters an 8 out of 10. I felt like there is definitely a lot to be given later on in the story, but so far, after one season, I've found them all, except for Naruto and Sakura, to be intriguing enough to want to watch and keep finding out what happens next. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is the animation. Now, I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot because obviously since this show, what I'm watching right now is from 2001, this is almost 25 years old, it is at a disadvantage to the quality of the animes that I watch that are from more recent times. So obviously the animation is not as good. The fight scenes are not quite as intriguing to me as a show like Demon Slayer, but I don't think I can really compare it considering Demon Slayer is new gen and Naruto is old gen. So I think the animation is just fine for when it is and what it's doing. I haven't caught anything that's been like, oh, that's like a huge animation error or something like that. It's a product of its time. I'm gonna give the animation a 7 out of 10. It is what it is. It's fine. Number 3 is the storyline. So I actually found this first season to be a little bit more interesting than a lot of other first season arcs. Something that I kind of enjoyed but was surprised about was the fact that Season 1 had kind of our like first arc that was just the build-up. You know, we learned a little bit about Naruto, we learned about his classmates, we got through the graduation pretty quickly and we learned about how that works, and then we dove right into pretty much the overarching arc of the season where they went to the town across the ocean or whatever it was called, and we stayed there the entire time. I'm kind of used to the first season of a shonen anime to establish a lot of smaller arcs that kind of build up to maybe a big one at the end. So it was interesting to see this arc kind of be the main one and take place over, I would say, like 10-ish episodes or so. And of course there was like the training within it with the chakras, but I felt like the pace of it made sense. I was never feeling like I was sitting there like, come on, get to the point. I'm sure I'll get that feeling later on in the story. But as far as the first season goes, and the way people warn me about the pacing of these super long animes with lots of filler, it felt pretty good. Now, granted, I will be skipping the major filler, so I'm sure a lot of the pacing issues that people have with the show, I'm just not going to have because I'm going to skip over that. But considering this first season didn't have any filler except for 26, I found the pacing to be quite interesting. I found the villains to be quite interesting. I found the whole reason why we ended up in this situation that we were in to be interesting, and like it was good. I also give the storyline an 8 out of 10. So just my overall thoughts, I was actually surprised in a good way. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did, if I'm being completely honest. Now, I'm not saying that this is like in my top 10 already, because it definitely is not, but I can definitely see why people think it's going to be one of my favorites once I get through to like Shippuden and stuff, because if I'm enjoying it this much now, I think when I get to Shippuden and on, I will really, really enjoy it. A side note, just a random thought though, something that I thought was so funny was Sasuke's death fake out was so hilarious, because I know that he was going to survive just because I've seen pictures of him grown up and that sort of thing. And it was so dramatic and sad, and I was just kind of giggling under my breath the entire time because I knew it was a fake out. And then also, I thought him coming back was going to be this like big moment of like special jutsu that saves someone from the brink of death, or the power of love and friendship is gonna bring him back. Turns out, no, he was just passed out. He was just napping. It just was so anticlimactic to me because I knew he was gonna be okay, but I was expecting this like big moment to reveal that he was okay. No, he was just napping and he just woke up. And it was super funny. I just giggled a lot. I'm sure when this was coming out the first time, everyone was very stressed, thinking Sasuke was dying in the first season. But since I knew he was going to survive this, I was just giggling the entire time. And then the big reveal that he was just unconscious was so ironically funny to me. It was very like, okay, could we have made that a little bit better? But it is what it is. That was just like the funniest part about the season to me, was I could not take it seriously. I was just laughing, even though like something important happened with Naruto in that moment, with him tapping into the power of the nine-tail whatever spirit thing. I was just too busy laughing over the fact that I knew Sasuke was going to survive. So that was the funniest part, but overall I did enjoy the season. I gave it an 8 out of 10 to start. I was surprised by how much I liked it. So far, I'm actually, as of filming this, about 5 episodes into season 2, and I'm not liking it as much. I don't really know why. It's still high stakes, but I'll talk about that in the next video. But that is kind of it for my season 1 thoughts of Naruto. I will be making a video as soon as I can after each season, according to Crunchyroll. Again, as a reminder, I will be skipping over filler, and I believe all of the movies are non-canon, so I won't be watching those for now, but I might go back and watch that stuff once I finish the entire thing. If I like it enough and I want to learn more about the characters and just spend more chill time with them, I will go back and do it, but we will see. As of now, I'm trying to find the fastest way through it, not because I just want to get it done and over with, but because I don't want to spend like 5 years on this. So, but anyway, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts on Naruto Season 1 and what you think of my thoughts on it. Don't forget to also follow me on social media. I am at Hannah Malay on Instagram and at lookingnerdy on X and TikTok. And finally, you can join my YouTube channel for some exclusive perks, as well as join my Patreon for early uncut access to all of my reaction videos linked in the description. But with that, thank you so much for watching. Matane!